Today, we have something special in store. Get ready because we're diving into a topic that never fails to spark debates and ignite passionate discussions as we are ranking the iconic 2016 XXL Freshman class. Back in 2016, XXL Magazine revealed a lineup of rising stars destined to make their mark on the rap game and music world. Many of these artists have become household names, changing the music world as we know it, while some rappers, well, they're remembered as straight trash. Today, we're going to look at what this group has done in their careers so far and rank this legendary group based on their success, skills, and overall artistic evolution. Before we get started, let me remind you that rankings are subjective and this list is solely based on my own opinions. If you don't agree with me, that's fine. Share your thoughts in the comments below, and without further ado, let's jump right into it and see how legendary this class truly is.
It's the biggest piece of dog shit that I have ever heard.
Coming in last place, we got Lil Dicky, who just sucks. I mean, the dude's name is Lil Dicky. What the hell do you expect? I'm not gonna hold anything back on this guy. I just want to say what I gotta say and be done with it. As a rapper, he is terrible. There is no other way to put it. His music is not funny. It is not interesting in any sort of sense. He is so corny, and even Lil Dicky's biggest songs like Freaky Friday and Earth come off as lifeless tracks made to be soulless spectacles and nothing else. In his rap career, Lil Dicky has only given us one album with professional rapper, and in all honesty, it's a gift that he never dropped anything else because this album is that corny. While I am not here to knock Lil Dicky's work outside of his rap career because he seems like he's done a better job with shows like Dave, he has really never contributed anything of substance to the rap world, and that's why he is at the bottom of this list. Lil Dicky, please stay away from hip-hop. Coming in at number 9, we have the biggest waste of potential on this list and maybe the first illiterate rapper ever, Designer, whose career just feels like a fever dream at this point. We all remember the smash hit of Panda that took over the world, and it seemed like Designer beat the one-hit wonder allegations after following this track up with Timmy Turner, which was surprisingly really good. But after these tracks and his appearances on Part 2 and Freestyle 4 off Kanye West's The Life of Pablo, he pretty much fell off the face of the earth and never did anything else noteworthy. What's interesting about Designer's fall off is that looking back on it, he blamed Kanye West and his Good Music label for putting his career in the toilet. He claims the label never supported him and they did not give him the tools to build a strong career after blowing up onto the scene. And this is why many theorize that Kanye West just signed him to remix Panda on The Life of Pablo and never saw much potential in him beyond this. In 2018, Designer's debut record, The Life of Designer, finally dropped after being teased since 2016, but without the proper care, marketing, and worst of all, with all of the hype for this record and all of the hype for new Designer music dead in the water, this album was more of a goodbye than a welcoming statement. Since Designer has left Good Music, he has never been able to find his footing in his career, and with him being cemented as a one-hit wonder at this point, he is without a doubt one of the worst rappers from this list, and he is one of the biggest wastes of potential in modern hip-hop. With those two out of the way, we are now talking about artists who have actually affected the rap world in a good way, and coming in at number 8, we got GHerbo, who has been a model of consistency between his hard work ethic and quality records. Since coming onto the scene, the rapper formerly known as Lil Herb has been a name that you can count on through his gritty demeanor and charged performances to always hit hard. GHerbo has given us a ton of really solid records through the years, especially projects like 2017's Humble Beast and 2020's PTSD, and we can't forget about his fantastic collab with Southside Swervo. While I would not say GHerbo has a classic album or even a classic hit, he's embodied so much about what's important in hip-hop during this era that it's hard not to admire what he stands for. Herbo just brings a passion and energy to every performance he delivers that, while not being the most creatively eye-opening or even memorable a lot of the time, it's impossible to deny this man's heart. So if we're just embodying the definition of what it means to be a professional rapper, see that, Lil Dicky? GHerbo's taken the number 8 spot on this list. Now, coming in at number 7, we got one of the biggest names from this class with Kodak Black. And despite dropping a lot of mid projects over the years, Kodak has done a ton of great stuff in his career, especially when it comes to his hit-making ability. Tunnel Vision, No Flockin', ZZ, Rollin' Peace, the list goes on, and Kodak has given us so many bangers over the years. He is really one of the better hitmakers in modern hip-hop as a whole. He's just also one of the worst lyricists as well. His one-of-a-kind ear for beats and cocky swagger work so well together when he wants them to, and this has given him one of the most impressive collections of bangers of any rapper in the 2010s and on. When Kodak decides to actually care and get the right beats instead of doing some crazy antics and phoning in his performances, he will always deliver some really memorable tracks. Now, I know I said Kodak does have a lot of mid and bad records, but beyond the dump of projects like Back for Everything, there are some solid ones like Lil Big Paak and Dying to Live. These records are actually pretty well put together and embody all that makes Kodak special on a bigger scale. Let's also not forget, Kodak's also done some really interesting things so far in his musical journey, such as narrating Kendrick Lamar's Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, which was amazing, and it added so much depth and texture to the record, to say the least. Overall, while Kodak may not be a great rapper, he is certainly a great hitmaker, and that puts him at the number 7 spot. Coming in at number 6, we got the most underrated rapper on this list, Dave East. When it comes to New York lyricists that have emerged within the modern era, there are very few MCs better than Dave East, as he has captivated audiences with his modern evolution of the classic boom bap style that dominated hip-hop in the 90s. Dave East has channeled what people loved about rappers in the 90s and birthed a style that, while still focused on lyricism and MC skills, also embodies some of the flashiness of the music that modern hip-hop has been popularized for. Records like Paranoia, A True Story, and his Harry Fraud collab record Hoffa are some of the greatest highlights within his deep catalog for their cutting-edge ability to connect all of these skills and put them at the forefront. While when we look at Dave East's potential from when he joined the class in 2016, some may have expected him to use his New York roots, lyrical skill, and mentorship from Nas and Mass Appeal Records to create something that is more substantial in terms of giving us a truly classic record. He has always delivered solid project after solid project and is only getting sharper as time goes on. Cracking the top 5 of this list, we got Lil Yachty, who took the rap world by storm in 2016 with I Spy, Broccoli, and the first Lil Boat mixtape, and has not looked back since. While throughout Yachty's career, some records like Teenage Emotions and Nothing to Prove were not good, he has been on one of the most captivating artistic journeys, expanding into so many different territories through his career. I mean, how could you not love Lil Yachty just for the charm he brings to every project he makes? Starting out creating trap music at the peak of the SoundCloud era and expanding all the way into psychedelic rock with this year's Let's Start Here. Oh my god, the artistic voyage of Yachty makes all of the lows worth it and makes all of the highs not just enjoyable but also rewarding. No matter what sound Lil Yachty is coding his visions in, he always channels this bright charisma and enthusiasm with his music, and this has given his material such an inspiring and memorizing tone, and this has served as the glue to everything he has done. When we look at Yachty's career, his artistic trajectory has been like no other. He has been a bright spot within the rap world, delivering so much fun year after year. As time has went on, he continues to captivate audiences in new ways, and this makes his career all the more exciting. Seriously, how could you hate this man? Every chapter of Yachty's career has just been inspiring. From when he was having fun on Lil Boat and he was destroyed by people like Joe Budden for creating so-called mumble rap as he called it back then, to now where he has expanded into Detroit trap, rage music, and now rock, Lil Yachty has proven himself to be one of the most creative and capable minds in hip-hop's mainstream, and as time goes on, who knows what the future may hold for him. For all Lil Boat has been able to do, he is in the top 5 of this list. Cracking the Mount Rushmore of this class, we got 21 Savage, who has become a superstar since joining this list, getting on top of the rap game in lanes that no other artist can even come close to. When we look at 21 Savage, the question we need to ask is, what hasn't he done as an artist? He has been the flagship feature artist of the new generation, delivering amazing verses on every track he hops on, and speaking of collaborations, 21 has been the master of modern musical team-ups, releasing Savage Modes 1 and 2 with Metro Boomin, Without Warning with Offset and Metro Boomin, and of course Her Loss with Drake. If Drake and the most important producer of our time are doing collab albums with you, you know you are doing something right. The cold delivery, lyrical daggers, and commanding presence of 21 have elevated him to a spot that nobody can match in hip-hop at this point. The amazing feature run, great collab albums, they have built him up so much, and while he only has 2 solo albums, his sophomore album, I Am Greater Than I Was, is one of the greatest trap albums of all time, and as 21 Savage continues to elevate his game, garnering more and more success amongst the biggest stars and best artists in the game, he could easily climb up even higher on this list in the future. Cracking the top 3, we got the one and only Lil Uzi Vert. When we describe Lil Uzi Vert, the only word that comes to mind is one of a kind. Ever since Uzi has blown up, they have made their mark on the music world like no other, delivering a string of massive projects that have all had their fair share of iconic hits. The energy, the swagger, the bravado, everything Lil Uzi brings to the microphone is so entertaining, and it is like nothing we have ever seen from a hip-hop artist before. Uzi has been at the center of the hip-hop world, helping shape the trends of every year, from the loud trap bangers of Money Longer and Do What I Want to the renowned hits of EXO Tour Life and The Way Life Goes. What makes Uzi so special as an artist is just how dynamic they are. Uzi's ability to create new worlds and take over their style with each new project is unmatched by most artists, and while fan favorites like Lil Uzi vs. The World and Love Is Rage 2 have stood the test of time, a new album like The Pink Tape has once again done this, and at that, pushing the creative spirit and liberty Uzi has always taken to new heights. Uzi being one of the faces of modern hip-hop, building a strong catalog filled with fun and explosive creativity, Uzi is a lock for this number 3 spot. Coming in at number 2, we have the one and only musical wizard Anderson .Paak, who, while not really being a rapper or hip-hop artist like the rest on this list, has done great things within the music world, becoming one of the most dynamic artists of our generation. Anderson .Paak has really had a picture-perfect career so far. He has bended genres and styles over and over again. From his classic R&B record Malibu to his great hip-hop project Oxnard. From working with Kendrick Lamar and J. Cole to doing an entire collab album with Bruno Mars with Silk Sonic, Paak's trajectory has brought his career everywhere that you could desire. From Paak's singing to his rapping, from his producing to his drumming, he is a musical unicorn and one of the most talented artists of not just our time, but of all time. His skill set allows for him to work with any artist or creative vision that fits, and this has given him one of the most distinct and creative catalogs of any artist within the modern music scene. Looking at Anderson .Paak, the level of consistency he's been able to attain is insane, and everything he's been able to accomplish so far solidifies him not just as the second best on this list, but also as a modern musical legend. And taking the number 1 spot, the best member of the iconic 2016 XXL Freshmen list, it is Denzel Curry, who embodies everything that makes this list and era of hip-hop that we are living in so special as a whole. Denzel Curry has left a mark on the hip-hop world quite like no other rapper before him ever has. He was a pioneer and godfather of the SoundCloud era, setting in stone the framework for the future stars that this movement would spawn, and this is just the start of the great things that he would do. When it comes to understanding Denzel Curry's greatness, it all comes down to the quality that he's been able to deliver project after project. With every major album he releases, he shows significant improvement from Imperial to Taboo to his latest solo record, Melt My Eyes, See Your Future. All of Denzel Curry's albums are well thought out, cohesive experiences that are just as exciting as they are thoughtful. Denzel Curry perfectly understands the role of what being a rapper is. His music is flashy and entertaining, and it is always pushing boundaries, but he always keeps things thoughtful, giving us some of the most narratively rich songs and records of our generation. Beyond Denzel's main string of records, he has also fleshed out his artistic arsenal with an array of other great projects, including the full-blown banger-loaded trap album of Zoo and the in-your-face and fire rate Unlocked with Kenny Beats. For building a catalog that is already legendary, and with him only getting better at this point, Denzel Curry is without a doubt the best rapper from the 2016 XXL Freshman class and a legend within the hip-hop world today. So as you can see, the 2016 XXL Freshman class is one of the most legendary groups of artists ever assembled, and as we see from what they have all done in their careers, aside from a few rappers, they have truly changed the music world. Do you agree with my list? Let me know in the comments. Be sure to let me know what you love and let me know what you hate. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like, it helps me out a ton, and subscribe. They are both free to do, and if you made it to this point in the video, I know you want to see more. Thank you all for watching. Your support means everything. It really does mean the world to me. Mr. F, Fantastic Hip Hop, signing out. Catch you in the next video.